Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we toast Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, one dancing chicken gesture at a time. I'm Pete Mummer.
I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Gerald Christopher St. Julian the Hospitaller, patron saint of murderers and jugglers.
Wait, he was a hospitaller and he was a patron saint of jugglers and murderers?
Of jugglers and murderers, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
They're all weird.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Hey, real quick, Pete, did you know what what was it? Is it a hospitaller?
Hospitaller. Yeah, there were three main orders. There were the Teutonic Knights, who came the latest, but then there were the Hospitallers and the Templars, and they all three wound up in the Holy Land during the Crusades.
Oh, well, then that's felicitous.
But the Hospitallers, I think, got their start by setting up hospitals for pilgrims.
Makes sense.
And then they ended up turning into like a warrior group, kind of like the
they
Templars.
they tried that whole juggling thing, but it didn't really pan out.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up.
And they just murdered people.
They
and
killed them all.
Juggling with their body parts.
Yeah.
Porter?
Porter.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Yes.
yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Peter.
And today we're excited to welcome Garon Cockrell from the Never Not Funny podcast. Excited to talk to you today, Garon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I don't know that my intelligence is up to this conversation, but I'm happy to be here.
No, just sit and do what I do. Just chuckle every 30 seconds or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, a hospitaller.
Perfect.
We're not called Never Not Smart.
Aren't we?
That's for sure. So, first of all, today we're talking about minute 88, and minute 88 begins with Henry surprising his old buddy Marcus with whimsy. Sorry, Tom.
That's
And it ends with Indy riding a horse in time with the Raiders March and laughing like a deranged maniac.
Well, that was my main note for the whole minute, but okay.
Yeah, me too.
But I've neglected to mention something a lot yesterday. There was a deleted scene, which I should have called out that I didn't.
Oh.
When Cosm died, he and Spielberg spent hours and hours trying to work out the intricacies of how he was going to die. And the original plan was that he was going to collapse into Elsa's arms and slide down her body, and she would pull her hands back and find him covered in blood.
Wow.
And they filmed it, but several times, but Spielberg couldn't quite get the shot right so that it kind of landed with, the impact and the emotion that he wanted. So they just pulled it out.
Wait, is that
That's kind of-
exactly from Lawrence of Arabia? I've seen that.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think it was what was it? It was from something, but I don't remember what it was from. Man Who Knew Too Much.
The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Yeah.
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 Wow, that's funny.
He dies a very unremarkable death.
Yeah.
I mean, he does one of those.
Yeah. But if he collapses in her arms, did he have a thing for Elsa's? He I always loved you, or is it
We'll
just
always
like
have
he wanted
the Venice boat.
Yeah, we'll always have the
jetty.
little jetty.
The jetty. Yeah. Remember the jetty?
Or did he just want a hug in his last minutes? He
Well,
wanted a little
I
human
haven't
warmth.
seen it, but it sounds like it's like there's blood on your hands.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Elsa.
pretty good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like one of those, right?
Yeah.
And because I mean, they're sort of they're leading us down that road where she's starting to grow or develop a conscience.
Right.
Is that what's going on here?
Maybe. Yeah.
guess so.
mean,
So.
because that kind of explains that. Like that shot would even add more to her, like looking sad when he dies and her concern when.
What am I
Marcus
doing
is-
here in the middle of the desert with these Nazis?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
ruined my blouse. That's not coming out. Great. Well, Garon, we should ask you, since you're sadly joining us after the death of Cosm, you don't get to hang out with him at all. Were you a fan of Cosm in this movie?
I don't know. I always wanted Indy. You know what I mean? Everybody else was except for Short Round. I love Short Round, but that's a different movie. But I mean, everyone. Yeah, he's cool, I guess. But for me, it was always about Indiana Jones.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
If we get rid of Pete, you've come to the right place.
Aw.
Well, now this is for you, Pete. This is for you. I saw the little the chicken dance handshake there, and I thought, well, that's just like me and Pete in college now. But you know what's really weird? The very, very beginning of this minute. So Henry descends down into the tank, and he scares. He surprises Marcus. He slaps him, and Marcus goes, "Bah!" Like, I mean, I watched it 10 times.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Bah!
Yeah.
Like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Like his his head pops out of his neck a pinch, and like his little Marcus hairs go, and his ears get pointed downwards.
He throws a chicken.
That's a nice description, because what I was talking about yesterday, his sad sack Marcus, is he's looking around just like a Muppet too, like the way he's kind of doing this, like he's looking around to make him look sad.
Yeah.
It's like you can see Kermit turning his head around like that to look sad and kind of
kind of wrinkling up his mouth. Yeah.
Well, I wondered. So they have some secret handshake, some secret greeting? Mm-hmm. Is the surprise and the bah? Is that part of it?
Yeah, that was his first move. Yeah.
That's just your first. You can't because we've never. Do they do this every time they greet?
Or is it only when they're in peril, because he says aid our own resuscitation?
Yeah. Yeah. Or is it only if you have the opportunity to sneak up on your fraternity brother or whatever it is?
Right.
Yeah. Although Marcus kind of starts it, because he kind of jabs his hand out like BB-8 doing the lighter thing, like the thumbs up.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe it's like, hey, I need help. I don't know.
It's the weirdest thing about this is that it's not. I always assumed it was like from something, that it was like some Gilbert and Sullivan thing or something that they were doing. But it's like nothing. It's like a made up thing.
No, it's real.
It is real?
Yeah, it's an old toast from the University Club in New York.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen the University Club, you'll know that either being a medieval literature professor or selling looted artifacts is a pretty lucrative business, because it's like super, super like fancy and chic. Yeah, they're moving in some pretty rarefied circles if they're at the University Club.
Oh, good.
Is that what the Hobby Lobby guy is trying to do?
Could be.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, this movie has some really interesting greetings. We have a bunch of, what are you doing here? And here we get another one, right? We get another, what are you doing here? We get the solace shoulder grasp and the dust. Mr. Brody, Marcus Brody, sir.
Yeah.
We get that. And then now we have this. And I'm wondering, have this genius of the restoration aid our own resuscitation? So what's being restored? And B, is this a foreshadowing of the Holy Grail, like a resuscitation?
Oh man, it's from the University Club. You already explained it. It's got nothing to do with anything. Let it go.
What's being restored?
You're missing the biggest part of that, though, Jer.
Uh-oh.
The chicken dance.
No, even bigger than that. Marcus tugs his ears, and is Elsa making reference to that?
Oh.
Maybe she wanted to join the University Club, but it was men only. So
he's trying to elongate his earlobes so she'll be more into them. He's preening.
That's hilarious. That guy's lovely, but his ears aren't big enough. Can't really suck on those. Those are more like nibble earlobes.
Would it shock everybody to know that I don't hate this moment?
Yes.
I don't hate Marcus's surprise and the goofball nature of their reuniting. It's just it's fun. Like Henry's just like kind of charmingly, stupidly, going off on, hey, I'm going to go in that tank and rescue my friend. Like, he's like, it's like Indy's inspired him to just run into danger and do something stupid and daring do and stuff. And they're just having a fun time. Hey, aid our resuscitation. Hey, buddy, where you come from? They're having fun. I kind of like it. It's kind of contagious.
They're both so relaxed. Like, sad sack Marcus is gone, and now he's kind of like he's on board, and they're both relaxed and having fun. And it's kind of a nice moment.
Yeah.
I don't hate this. The only thing is, remember how angry I was about the chicken feather and Marcus's chin and Eskedron?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, I think that may have just been brilliant filmmaking, like foreshadowing for the dance.
Yeah,
could be.
They're like, yeah, Marcus and chickens.
Yeah, he put that there on purpose.
I guess it's a theme throughout.
Well, Garon, we should ask you. It sounds like we're coming to terms with Marcus and his. If you ask people in broad terms, they're like, "Oh, you like in Last Crusade?" Yeah, but they ruined Marcus. A lot of people say that because if they saw Raiders first, they love that kind of cool, collected, with all his wherewithal, Marcus. But how do you like Marcus in this movie?
He's fun. He's played more as comic relief in this than he was in the earlier ones, and that's okay with me. I mean, he's an older dude. He's caught up in stuff that he definitely doesn't want to be caught up in, but he's silly and he's fun. So I don't mind that. I feel like I might be the one who likes this movie the best out of the four of us, though. Is that true?
More than two of us.
Yeah.
One of us really loves the movie.
Since it's your favorite I've heard that this is your favorite of the Indy movies. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the first one I saw in theaters.
Okay. See this?
There you go.
You're not alone. There's a lot of
but we know that's like a predisposition.
It's a pre-existing condition.
I was 9, I think.
That's what I meant.
If the year's correct, because it came out in '89, right?
Yeah.
So I was 9, and it blew my mind. It's one of the movies that made me want to make movies.
Wow.
So it's got a special place in my heart.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right, I'm right there with you. In this.
Sure.
And I like how Jerry immediately tried to. Oh, well, you were a child. It was...
Yeah, you're forgiven. It's all right.
No, just forget. Yeah. Well, we see some a couple of similarities in those types of answers. I mean, you say comic relief, but I feel like it's more like comic pent up. I don't know if you feel relieved about Marcus and his comedy.
He's a bit goofy. I'm trying to remember if I saw this one before the other ones. That's possible.
Really?
Yeah. That'd be interesting because
yeah.
when you see Marcus in Raiders, you would automatically assume that he's like this anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if.
Yeah.
I can't even remember, but I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it too. We keep having to step back and say, hey, yes, we're picking at this thing a lot and we're frustrated with stuff and some things don't work for us. But if you watch it as a movie, it's a great movie. It's fun. It's got Indiana Jones for crying out loud. What do you want?
We're about to talk about Sean Connery getting slapped about the face about a dozen times.
Yeah. You don't see that every day.
Yeah.
How many movies do you see Sean Connery getting slapped even once?
From what I've heard him say, he usually does the slapping. So, to see him on the receiving end of it, it's a little payback.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's even intentional. I wonder if that's like a meta thing that Spielberg put in or something. Like, oh yeah, you think some people like slapping? Here you go.
What's funny is this the glove slap? Is that the most violent part of the movie? There's something particularly vicious about it, and maybe it's over and over, and maybe because he's an old, an old man, elderly gentleman.
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch an old person get smacked.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I 100% agree. I was like, good God, it's so emasculating.
Yeah.
It's just like it's awful.
He's got a bucket hat. Leave him alone. Stop slapping him.
It feels more like your sister just jabbing at you constantly. Like it doesn't hurt, but it just annoys. It's more and more annoying every time.
Yeah.
But then I wondered, does slapping with a glove mean the same thing in Germany as it does, or it did here, like in the 1800s? Like, does that mean he's challenging him to a duel?
Are you challenging me to a duel?
Maybe Henry was coming on to him, like doing a little bit of meandering pause, and he's kind of like, I'm gonna slap you if you're getting fresh.
Yeah.
Well,
probably exactly it.
And like, if you look over at that guard who's guarding Marcus, he's absolutely terrified. It's like he's standing next to Hannibal Lecter, and like he's. Are we underestimating Marcus? Like, is Marcus really a fearsome killer, and he has this terrible reputation, and that's why this guy, because this Nazi guard is just absolutely terrified. Like the way he's holding his gun at him, and the way he's kind of standing back a little bit.
Well, he clearly hasn't watched the movie.
Yeah.
If he's really afraid of Marcus.
He doesn't know about the chicken feather.
Yeah.
I like thinking Marcus is maybe like the Hulk. Like he's super mild mannered, and then he gets pushed a little bit too far. And watch out.
Marcus the Marauder.
There you go. Yeah. This, I'm usually the guy to call out the, everyone was mad at me for not liking the Sala moment where he's, getting in his pugilist stance while the thing drives away and stuff, the truck with Marcus and everything. There's a very much movie moment right here. Like this would only happen in a movie. Like, Henry grabs Vogel's hand and he does this speech about, you goose-stepping morons, like you should try reading books instead of burning them. And there's no way that either Vogel or the guard would like just wait for like the 5 or 6 seconds that it takes him to get out this little mini speech.
Right.
Like, it's like, well, why am I putting up with this? I was busy slapping this guy and now he's got my wrist. What's going on? And you back there, you got a gun to his head. Do something.
Yeah. Yeah. He would have been like, both guys would have hit him, like pistol whipped him. And Vogel would have like kicked him in the face with his jack boots. Like,
You know what I wanted to know is, had Henry not grabbed his arm, how many times was Vogel going to slap him? Just a whole afternoon, like every 7 seconds. He's going to keep talking to him and thwap.
He does it with such a lack of emotion.
Yeah.
That's it's so cold. That's part of what I think the intensity. It's like a reflex. He's just like, boom, 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 and it hurts a little bit.
it hurts just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he almost doesn't even notice he's doing it. He's like, oh yeah, well I'm talking to you, so I'm slapping you in the face. What? That's what people do.
His line is beautiful here, though. It tells me that goose-stepping morons like yourself should try reading books instead of burning them. I think it's beautiful.
And he trills his R when he says reading. Reading books instead of burning them.
Yeah. But I wonder, did he discover that over all of his years researching the Grail?
Like he used to burn books, but then he's like, oh, wait a minute, you can read these things.
work better.
He says, what's in your diary? And he's like, what does it tell you? And he's like, it tells me that. Like, there's a line in there.
Yeah.
Did he write that down? Goose stepping moron.
Well, does any of Henry's retort hurt Vogel at all?
No.
Moron.
Like, nothing.
I don't.
Yeah.
Goose stepping.
There's nothing there that I don't think he would care. But it like Tom said, it's amazing that they would let him say all of those things.
Well,
and then there's no retaliation. There's nothing. It's just like.
Well, as we said, these are fun Muppet Nazis.
Yeah.
That's what Last Crusade has. I mean, we that's what happens. Fun Muppet Nazis. They let you finish your sentence.
Yeah. If you got a good point to make, they'll pause. Yeah.
No, it's fair. You're allowed a retort, a repartee.
Yeah.
But then actually Donovan doesn't let Vogel finish what he was about to do, and he jumps into the hatch and says, "Colonel, Jones is getting away." And he looks quite alarmed when he says that. Like, this is the first time I feel like we've seen Donovan lose his cool.
Yeah, that's kind of true, actually. He's, I guess, I'm trying to think of like the geography of this whole thing. So like the last time we saw Indy, when was the last time we saw Indy? Oh, he got on that horse and punched the guy and he took the horse.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And now he's got a bunch of horses.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and Donovan had never seen Indy until this point. Like, I don't know if he even knew for sure that it was Indy, remember? Because he was like, who is this?
Yeah, they didn't know if they were shooting at them or not.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan is an official Johnny Says What He Sees. Colonel Jones is getting away.
Yeah.
So
but what is Vogel's response? He says, "I think not, Herr Donovan." And does he just not know that Donovan's talking about Indy, or does he mean Indy's not going to go far because I've got his dad?
No, I think that he thinks that Donovan's talking about Henry Jones.
Henry, yeah.
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 And so does he think that Donovan can see him? Can see that Henry Jones is in there? He's like, no, he's not getting away. He's in a tank. I'm standing right here slapping him. I got him. It's good.
Don't you?
My glove is off, Air Donovan.
Yeah. What part of slapping with the glove do you not understand?
One thing I do like about this scene is that Fogel calls it a miserable little diary.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of Dietrich from Raiders, and I like it. Like Dietrich, Fogel just doesn't really care about the significance of the relic. You know, whether the Ark or the Grail, he's just into glove slapping faces.
Yeah.
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 Wants to sick toad on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said this in the beginning, Pete, and it's one of the weird discoveries of the movie for me that I've never noticed before.
Yeah, me too.
Indiana Jones is cackling like a madman as he drives by with those horses.
Yeah, he starts off doing like the yeah, and then he goes yeah.
That is
I
so
remember
weird.
that.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
If you go
I
back
don't
and
think
listen to
that's
the very end
Indiana
of the
Jones.
minute,
Yeah.
Really?
That makes no sense at all if that's Indiana Jones.
But who else would
laughing maniacally. I think it's Yahweh. That's who I think it is.
He always more
Maybe
of a
because
chortler.
it's
He's not much of a
It's like
cackler.
the Holy Grail. Maybe it's Jesus. I don't know, but
Jehovah?
there's no way
Yeah.
that's not Indiana Jones. That's really weird because I listened to it over and over, and it's like really strange. I almost thought they put that in there as like because they do the like dun 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 dun, and it does like the trills like on like the orchestra trills like
It's just what it
and
sounds
it's very
like.
exciting. Yeah. And I was like, they kind of sort of buried it in there with the music. Like, isn't this a great moment? A triumphal moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's almost like a laugh track.
I wonder if it's like some kind of audio artifact that got messed up in a transfer. Even.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
That
'cause
can't.
Yeah.
it is
All right,
weird.
let's go down your tunnel. Fine. How is it Indiana Jones laughing? Look at me, I stole your horses.
Yeah.
You had you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my dad and you're slapping him. Yay.
Yeah, I
It
don't
could be
know.
just Harrison Ford struggling to stay on this horse.
Oh, maybe.
Because if anybody
Yeah.
rides a horse like Harrison Ford, it looks like he's going to fly off of it at any moment.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he ruined the take and he's laughing about it. He's like, oh, sorry, all right. Oh, what?
It's
Oh,
a
okay. We're
blooper.
keeping it. Good.
Yeah. They did have a lot of trouble. I don't remember. I mentioned this before. They had a lot of trouble filming this because that tank tops out at about 6 miles an hour, and a horse can go like 30 miles an hour.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
they had a really difficult
Wow.
time making this chase exciting because like Indy could literally ride circles. Sala could run circles around this tank. So it was hard to make this seem so action packed.
They do a good job.
Yeah.
We'll see that in the next minute.
Yeah. Well, anybody have any other thoughts on minute 88?
I really just wonder what Sean Connery had to do after this take to get his masculinity back.
Yeah, really. No, he killed that guy. He killed the actor.
James
Yeah,
Bond.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Just beat him to death with his own glove.
Well, speaking of beating to death with your own glove,
Uh-oh.
this just in from Professor Chrissy Porter. What is Luke and Leia's rescue mission secret handshake?
Theirs is like
Wow.
a secret kiss, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Henry
Come
Jones, I'm here to
on.
rescue
Talking
you.
about Professor Christy Porter.
Sister.
My sister. Girl, stop it. Have you, I'm trying to imagine where they do like a bantha, like they pull on their ears and do a bantha move.
Oh, I hope it's
I don't know.
whipster, whipster.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Jared
It's
is
Harvey
like that-
Korman from the holiday special. Jerry laugh.
Oh my God! It's already good. Hey, have any of you guys ever had a secret handshake with anybody?
I have a friend who will just aggressively and he's like the nicest guy on the face of the earth, and he will approach you with a handshake that you don't know, but he's like doing it to your hand. And like after it's the same one. It's like it's his handshake, but you don't know that it's coming until you're like his friend, and you do know it's coming, and then you can do it. But like those first 7 or 8 times, you're like, okay, a butterfly thing with a wiggly, okay, and then you kind of get through it. I've never had my own.
I have moments of anxiety anytime I shake somebody's hand that they're going to launch into some type of elaborate handshake that I am not nowhere near cool enough to know how to proceed with.
Yeah.
So then I just go limp and let it happen. Go ahead, do whatever. Oh, we hug now? Okay. I don't know.
That's the thing. Even like a fist bump or something, like anybody could have their own way of doing it. And then you're like, damn it, I messed it up. Like I didn't see their variation coming, and now I'm not cool. Yeah. And he made it look so easy, and he should have just told me first what I was going to do.
I'm humiliated. I'm just going to see myself out.
Yeah, thanks. This could have been a beautiful friendship, but no.
Yeah, so for anybody joining us in Denver in August, give Tom your best secret handshake.
Let's just do waves. We'll just wave to each other.
And Garon, I'm sure in addition to secret handshakes, you're working on some cool stuff. Would you like to tell people more where they can find you and what kind of stuff you're working on?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You guys can find me. I'm all over Twitter. I don't shut up on there. At Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. It's all My Name is Garon. And I'm also releasing my new book, like serialized, on Patreon. So if you guys come on board Patreon and join up, I think it's $10 a month to get the whole weekly thing.
Cool.
Check it out. It's exciting.
Cool.
That's
Patreon
/ My Name is Garon. Also Garon. Standard spelling.
Nice. And definitely check that out. You can join our Patreon and get access to our weekend shows where we talk about Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. and
I just saw E.T. and Close Encounters on the big screen recently.
Oh, nice.
For the first time.
Wow.
For the first time. Oh,
how'd you like
how'd you like them?
Oh, I've seen them before, but this is the
okay,
first time I've seen them on, as they were meant to be seen.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I loved them. I mean, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'd love to see. I haven't seen E.T. on the big screen since like 1985 or something. So
Here's what happened. This is a funny story, really fast. They played it here at the ArcLight Theater, which is kind of like an art house, uppity theater that I go to. And they was like, we're screening E.T. Come watch it. So I went to go see it. I got my seat. It's all excited, and then the new Universal logo came on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, we're leaving." Because I knew immediately it was going to be that screwed up version where he took everything out.
Oh my God.
So I was like, no, we're going right now. We're out. We left. That was 10 years ago. And then finally a local theater called The Egyptian. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Yeah.
Are you guys in LA?
Yeah, I live in
Los
Los
you know what I'm
Angeles. I've
talking
been
about.
I know exactly. I love the ArcLight and I love the Egyptian theater.
Yeah, they showed the original. It was an old print. It was stained in the middle, which was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, cool.
That was E.T. Minute.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, come join us on Patreon, and you can listen to us talk about E.T. almost a minute, like 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And check out Garon on Twitter and Patreon, and then check all of us out here tomorrow on Indiana Jones Minute for minute 89 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Bah! I scared everybody. Now I got to do a handshake with all listeners.